just here doing what I'm doing.
Hey, ma'ams. Okay, so listen, Royals, we're still up here waiting for the court to get started. They said 12 o'clock, then they said 2 o'clock, then they said 3 o'clock. Now, they told us to come back at 3:45. Clearly, something is up.
I'm going to move this back. I feel like I'm
Go
not
ahead.
in it. Move it back a little bit. So we can both be in here. Okay.
Y'all know Armand will come and take over. But
No, I just got to be in here, too.
Tell them what you think, beloved.
What do I think? I think that they're taking too long. I don't know. All that stuff that happened this morning was just a lot of chaos. It was chaotic. It's just been a chaotic morning, though. You got Tyrone Blackburn running over process servers. You got news coming out.
I'm so glad you brought that up.
It's a lot going on. You got news coming out that, the charges were dropped, but then the charges wasn't dropped. Everybody was arguing about that. And then it's just a lot. Now the time keeps getting pushed back and back and back and back. So I honestly don't know what's happening, but I feel like this can go anyway. And that's the whole thing. How you think that the verdict is going to go?
I don't know. I'm like, it's up and down at this point. It's up and down at this point because, but tell us more about this Tyrone Blackburn thing.
So apparently he's representing the person that's suing Fat Joe.
The hype man.
But so apparently he was supposed to be, the process server went to serve him and fucked around and ran over the guy, backed into him. I don't really know all the details, but Tyrone is crazy. He's dead, but you know what? One thing about Tyrone, he's very entertaining. I don't know why. He's a crash out, but he's entertaining. But I just feel like as a lawyer, like, can you be doing stuff like that, like running people over and trying to run away from getting served a lawsuit? I don't know, child.
Okay. But Armand, do me a favor before you leave, beloved. Tell them about your video where you interview Flash, and tell them just a tidbit of it.
Oh, I like Flash, so don't play. But
I like him too.
Tell me what about Flash?
Flash seemed like he was very cool, and he seemed very credible. They should have had him get up there and testify for the defense.
Yeah, Flash did seem very credible. He was cool. I think he should have testified for the defense. But I honestly think the defense would not. They didn't need him. They didn't even do any take any witnesses. But I will say, y'all know y'all liked Flash, and I did that for y'all. See, the people, can y'all just say that I did what the people wanted them? Y'all wanted him to lift his shirt up. Y'all wanted to see that body. So don't play with me.
They know they did.
You know what I mean? Y'all know y'all want to see it just as bad as I wanted to see it, and I did it for the girls.
Thank you
all right,
for the eye candy.
I'm going to let you do your thing, and I'm going to get over here and
love
keep
you,
Love
Armand.
you too.
All right, now y'all make sure y'all follow the Armand Wiggins Show on YouTube. But listen, something really seems to be going on, guys, for real, because like I told you all, they told us 12 o'clock yesterday. We get here, and then they tell us 2 o'clock. They won't even let us in the building. So we stand outside in the hot sun, baking and roasting like rotisserie chickens until 1:30. They let us in. We get into the courtroom. Then they say, wait a minute, it's been pushed back another hour till 3 o'clock. We're like, wait, what? So then we go walking around the building, go get something to eat and all this and that, come back, only for them to tell us, the prosecution comes in, Maureen Comey stands up and says they need more time. But here's what the judge said. The judge said that he was hit with over 200 objections from both sides. Now I want y'all to pay attention because the ish is getting real. The judge said he was hit, I guess this morning, with over 200 objections from both sides, stemming from anywhere to constitutional violations to certain wording of certain things. So it's all just getting real crazy. At the end of the day, I told you all, it's down to the wire. Honey, they are windmilling, people are fighting, and they are really doing everything they can do to prove their cases, both sides. So I'm here for it because y'all know I love a good scoop. Okay, and that's exactly what this is giving. Now, let me tell y'all about the diddler. Diddy came in this morning. He was in good spirits, smiling, happy, wearing a light blue sweater, okay, and his khakis and whatnot. And so he looks like he's ready. The prosecution was not ready. Maureen Comey said she needed an extra 45 minutes. First, she said 30, and then they told us to come back at like 3:45. So I don't know what the whole thing is about, why she needs more time, but apparently they don't have it all together. Okay, and I find it all interesting. I find it all interesting. Twerk, I will donate $1,000 to the homeless. Okay. Sunflower said Diddler gotta go. Okay, listen, and here's the thing. You all know that the jury is not here today, right? The jurors have been given the day off because this is just for the charging conference. And the judge also said that he has never seen this many people in the charging conference. okay? Because there's a lot of us in there. There's a lot of journalists and a lot of public in there. And, you know, there's also people in the overflow. So, and we've been here for a minute now, like I said. So I don't know what's going on, but it seems like something is up that they're not telling us, okay? I don't know what it is, but it seems like something is clearly afoot. Is all I'm saying. Thank you, ma'am, for the updates. You're a real one. Well, thank you, beloved. I appreciate you, Sunflower. Thank you. So, you know, with that all being said, you all saw that there was a whole incident earlier where people were going in on a certain creator and saying that he didn't see the freak off videos like he said he saw. When they said they were sitting in court, they didn't see him. I was sitting in court too, I didn't see them. But I did give him a chance to explain himself and tell you all what he claims that he saw. Okay, now again, I can't verify that he saw anything, but he said what he said, and some people, quite frankly, didn't believe it. And that's why I tell you all, when you're doing reports on stories and things, you have to be telling the truth and be honest and have integrity, because if you tell a lie, there is people that are going to call you on it, okay, to your face. Not just online, but they were calling people out to their faces. Now, again, I'm not saying anybody was lying. I can't tell him what he saw or didn't see, but I just thought it was interesting, okay? So, that's right, don't spam the chats. Okay, don't spam the chat. Now, moderators, DSB, hey, beloved, DSB, I'm going to need you to block donates. Block the person named Donate, one of the moderators, TC Dan. TC Dan, please block donates, okay? They out here asking the queen to twerk. Honey, I have better things to do. Please block donates. Thank you. Thank you. There you go. All right. Now, with that all being said, anybody else want to get blocked? Because we have time today. So, like I said, you guys, I'm not going to be out here too long. I really don't have any news for you all other than the fact that if you missed it, 3 of the charges were dropped, okay? 3 of the charges were dropped. We reported that story this morning. And right now, there is some shenanigans going on. We can't really figure out what it is. I don't want to give you all any misinformation. But what I will say is I find it very suspicious and clearly nefarious that they keep changing the time, pushing it back. And then the judge said that he'll stay here as late as need be. James, can you come over and give us a word about what you think is going on? Please come over here, honey, because I think it's something shady going on. What do y'all think?
I think it's all racism.
Did y'all hear that? At the end of the day, I don't know what's going on, but something is up, okay? There is something I think they're not telling us, okay? It's something they're not telling us. So let me tell you all this. Jason Driscoll came in this morning. Jason Driscoll got here at about 9 o'clock. Now, if you don't know who Jason Driscoll is, he's the young man, the youngest member on Diddy's team. And he's the one that has a lot of, well, I think his specialty is litigation, but he does a lot of research, you can tell, because he's the one who stood up a couple of weeks ago and told the prosecution that they obviously, or he told the judge that the prosecution didn't realize that one of the laws that the prosecution spoke on had been actually amended in December of 2023. He knows the law very well, but when he came in this morning, he was smiling. Now, someone asked him, okay, if it was true about the charges being dropped. This is before it was actually confirmed, and he said he couldn't comment, but by the smile on his face, we already knew it was true. But with that all being said, I don't know what's going on, but something is not being said, okay? They're keeping us in the dark about something. But if you all remember, I told you all days ago that the defense, for them not to be calling any witnesses, they probably know something that we don't. Okay, so please pay attention, okay? Says, Queen, you have such beautiful, healthy looking skin. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Thank you. Okay? He's gonna walk. You got it right. Okay? What was dropped? 3 of the charges, okay? The conspiracy of S trafficking, the attempted arson, or it was the arson, the conspiracy of S trafficking, and the alleged kidnapping, okay? Those were dropped. I read you all the document this morning because I had the legal document when I went live about it at about 6 or 7 o'clock this morning. I think it was probably 7 o'clock. But if you missed that live, go back and check it out. What about the tunnels, says Sunflower? They haven't said anything about any tunnels, beloved. There are some people that have said those things online doing interviews, but unfortunately, none of those people are here to testify. None of those people have been called by the prosecution or the defense. Okay? So, as of now, that's just allegations and hearsay. All right, with that all being said, thank you, Sunflower, for subscribing. I appreciate you, beloved. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay? So, we're going to see how it all unfolds. But listen, we only have a couple of days left. Now, tomorrow and Friday, they will have the the closing arguments. And I expect for them to be very dramatic. I expect for them to bring up some of the stuff about Rule 29 again. I also expect for them to talk about basically, reiterate some of the things that we've already heard when they're doing their summary. I think that the prosecution is likely going to bring up the fact that they claim Cassie and Jane Doe were trafficked, and how they were coerced and all of that stuff, where the defense is going to come in and basically try to debunk that by saying that everything was all consensual. And that's what I think it's going to be. But what I also thought was cute yesterday was when Miss Maureen Comey basically said, to the judge that she didn't want the defense to bring up any current or trending topics or specifically pertaining to anything that's going on right now in the world. You know what she was talking about, right? Y'all do know what she was talking about. Okay, I think I was the first one to report on it. You heard it here first when I told you all that part of the defense strategy, according to a report, was that they were going to bring up the stuff that's going on with Iran. And then they were saying that Homeland Security investigators need to be more concerned about Iran than baby oil and Astroglide. So Maureen was saying that she didn't want them to bring that up. Okay, but I want you also to pay attention to something. Now, people are saying that Donald Trump said that if they tried to sentence the diddler to too much time or whatever, that he would pardon him. Now, I didn't hear him say that. I did hear him say weeks ago, about a month ago, that he would look over the evidence. Okay? And he said that Diddy used to like him, but then when he got into politics, things sometimes change. So I don't know, but I will say this again. Remember that I told you all that if Trump pardons Diddy, if he is found guilty, it most likely, in my humble opinion, would be because the director of the FBI, James Comey, the former director of the FBI, got into it with Trump in 2016 about Hillary's emails, got into it with Trump in 2017 about his alleged collusion or whatever that was going on with the election, and then got into it about a month ago with Trump, where he posted on his social media. Hold on, let me let this ambulance go by. Okay, so basically he posted about a month ago. All of a sudden, it looks like it's about to rain. So he posted about a month ago, James Comey that is, a picture on his social media where he was on the beach with seashells in the sand that spelled out 8647. Now, you all know Trump is 47. 86 means to get rid of or remove. But Trump said that he took that as a threat, and he put James Comey under investigation. Now, with that all being said, how does that tie into the diddler? Well, that's because Maureen Comey is James Comey's daughter. Okay? And we all know that Trump's petty and he gets revenge on his political opponents and anybody, quite frankly, who opposes him. So I believe that he absolutely would pardon Diddy for that reason alone, if nothing else. Okay? Because wouldn't it be just like Trump to snatch the thrill of victory from Maureen Comey's hands if Diddy is found guilty, just so he can make her and her father look crazy? Okay? Just please pay attention. I'm not saying that he will do it, but I'm saying that if he did, if he was motivated to do it, I believe that is why. And just remember, you heard it here first. I told you all this a month ago. Okay? I told you all this a month ago. So with that all being said, we gotta pay attention, okay? We have to pay attention, beloveds. Now the question is, what is going on today that they're keeping us in the dark? It seems like they almost don't want us in the courtroom. Because like I told you, the judge was surprised when he walked in there and saw so many people, and that it's full. It's completely full. And he was like, he's never seen so many people at a charging conference. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, I'm gonna let you all go because I'm gonna go back inside in a few minutes and see what's going on, if they have any more information for us. Again, I will be out here to report as soon as court ends today. And until then, everybody, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow the Armand Wiggins Show. Don't forget to follow James R. Sanders. James has some wonderful interviews that he's done, so make sure you go in there and check him out also. Okay, with that all being said, I love you all to life. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. And also make sure you're following Make It Make Sense. Okay, Mim, so Make It Make Sense. And Nick at Night. All right? Peace out, beloveds. I will talk to y'all again soon.